Crypto Dog to the rescue here. Welcome to my channel. Appreciate everybody watching, liking, subscribing. I'm trying to open up a dog rescue and, doing this YouTube thing. I'm going to be sustaining it with mining, crypto mining. So I invest, trade, I have a business, and the whole main thing is to open up a dog sanctuary, 501c nonprofit, and to sustain it with cryptocurrency mining. And it's a win-win situation. If you guys subscribe, hit the bell and all that good stuff, it's helping me keep things going, and then it'll bring in some sort of monetary money for the startup of cost of everything. And I'm going to be doing a crowdfunding on startsomegood.com, which is completely for a 401c or 501c nonprofit organization crowdfunding. So things like that is what I'm really looking into and to doing. Keep that in mind, and I appreciate everybody watching and liking and subscribing. So let's get right into it here, and we'll kind of move into some things. Did not forget about my precious metal subscribers. Last 2 weeks, as you guys know, everything's just been kind of going sideways and kind of stale. It wasn't really anything to really give you guys any news about. So my next video I'm going to actually do tomorrow, and we're going to get right back into it. But this one's all about simplifying your trading and a sentiment analysis. So let's get right into that, and we'll just move right through it, because I have to kind of lay the groundwork here and kind of let you guys know the differences of, I guess, how volatile even the sentiment analysis in cryptocurrency is. We all know that the actual market is very volatile. Well, sentiment is very volatile as well, and that's just based on myths and realities. Sentiment analysis for crypto assets. Jesus Rodriguez made this article, and he's the CTO co-founder of Into the Block. Now, again, I've touched on this on my last couple Simplify Your Trading videos, part 1, 2, and now we're on part 3, is Into the Block. And I don't usually use it, but I've been starting to use it actually more and more and more, because it is very, very in-depth with the data that they're crunching and, specific things, With that being said, you can also grab in a lot of myths and a lot of possible realities, but you may be out of, I guess, turn with the reality you're suggesting, which I do see a lot of that going on YouTube as well. People are like, well, Bitcoin's not going to go up because of specifically this and this, but it may go down, or it may go down, but it may go, it's like, I think you're using the wrong indicators, or you're focusing too much. So let's move into kind of what I'm talking about here. With analysis, you guys really have to think about it is sentiment, okay? There is no calculation you can really kind of do to kind of say, okay, this is what's going on with the sentiment. You kind of have to just put it in proportions and make your own probabilities up, almost kind of like TA, you know what I mean? You have to find your key analysis indicators and kind of stick to those, and then go from there. And a lot of it, right now, especially all the sentiment analysis is running off of AI. So they calculate these, already inputted numbers, and it pops out, based on language, right? The actual machine learning language, or natural language, right, is what they call it. It's the NLP, I guess, is what they're calling it, the natural language process or something. So in this article, he kind of throws it in a nutshell here, under that NLP, right? Based on that. So you have your large quantitative analysis, and then you have your small quantitative analysis, just like anything. Well, he kind of puts it right here in these bullet points here is polarity analysis, emotion/tone analysis, and your aspect sentiment analysis, okay? So there's the kind of those three you have to kind of keep in mind, but then you have to put weights on them. Every time you kind of look at sentiment, as you know, sentiment moves, you know what I mean? All of a sudden it goes from here to boom, based on whatever, which way the market is, but it's lagging. The sentiment is always lagging 4 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, you know what I mean? You get the best results after a 24-hour period, but it's always lagging, you know what I mean? So the polarity is something you have to think about, right? Positive, negative, neutral, but polarity is, to me, is neutral, or is inversed, right? So, if you kind of look at, I would say, let's look at crypto fear and greed index, right? So on the max, I always look at the max, and you can see, like I was saying in one of my videos, that, it can't sit up here and consolidate like that. It's either going to have to, go up, or it's going to have to go down based on your fundamentals and your technical analysis. You can kind of get more of a view of what's going on in your sentiment analysis and go, you know what? Nothing is really, calculation-wise in your fundamental and technical analysis, what you've calculated it can't stay up here. It's got to go down. And now we were hoping it wouldn't go down this dramatic, but it did, right? And that's fine. That's fine. And this is kind of how what I'm saying. It's more volatile than the market, Bitcoin market or cryptocurrency market. So you got to keep it in mind in that aspect. So polarity, you know what I mean? You got to think about that under polarity. Which way? Emotion and tone analysis. That's another thing, you know, you have to think of, and that's where you go into the apps. You know, and they get to not only the qualifying text, but centers on the scoring of the different types of emotions, particular in those texts. You know what I mean? Or is it, you know, heated? Is it, you know, excited? Is it sad? You know what I mean? Things like that. So there's a lot of emotion, and Into the Block can do these type of analysis, and you can get per Twitter, per Facebook, per Reddit, per things like that. So it's a great, and I'll show you Into the Block here with the sentiment analysis. And then you have your aspect sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis focuses on interpreting the sentiment about specific subjects within the sentence rather than a sentence as a whole, right? Which is the whole emotional tone of it. That's kind of the whole, I guess, macro look at just the tone. And the aspect sentiment is, you know, like I said, it's more, I guess, focused in to different subjects, right, of the sentence, you know, little, I guess, clippings within the sentence. So keep those 3 bullets in mind. That's really what it comes down to in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Put your weight on your polarity, put your weight on your emotions, put your weight on this, and really, and what to me, it comes down to experience. You know what I mean? I put a lot of time in this for the past over 2 years now, coming on 3, and you know, it changes. So you have to change your weights. You know what I mean? Every time you look at something. So that's why I say, look at your sentiment analysis first. All right, get your weight on that, because that's more, you know, changes on a quicker basis based on the volatility. Then you look at your fundamentals, because there's more volatility in your fundamentals. And then your TA works for anything, works for any candle and coin, any times and any type of coin, you know, so a cryptocurrency. So it all works. It just depends on, I guess, what type of coin it is. You know what I mean? Is it a gold-backed coin? You know, is it a USD or Tether coin? You know what I mean? Stable coin. Differences, right? You know, in I guess basic fundamentals that you should probably know before you go into even fundamental analysis. So keep those things in mind, you know, when we're talking about those 3 bullets, right? Now, looking into Bitcoin here, let me minimize my fat head here, and we'll get right into them here. So this is Into the Block, right? Love Into the Block. It really shows you a lot of information. It takes a little time to kind of load everything, just because there's so much data that they show you, right? Now, I have the free version here, and, you know, I had to do an extra version. So I have, you know, kind of multiple emails that I use, but it's just, I'm actually going to purchase this and go pro if I feel that it's actually working for me in my favor, or if my simplified trading technique simple enough, and I don't need to show really anything anymore to you guys, and push it on you guys, I should say. I don't want to push something on you guys and be wrong. So I'm going to show you the kind of the macro view of Into the Block here, and you guys can go and check it out yourselves, right? So as you can see, you know, down here, I can go right into social media and check out all the social stats of the social analysis, right? That's what we're doing, right? Sentiment analysis. This is kind of what you want to look at on here. So boom. Now, as soon as you click on it, takes a while for it to calculate and come up, because there's a lot to it. And everything I do is off the year, because like I said, when I look at my technical analysis charts on Tradingview, that's I go off a year MA. So everything I start off of is off the year, 10 and 100 moving average. So, and then everything is built off of that. Very simple, very easy to trade. So as you can see, Telegram, right? You have sentiment in Telegram over a year, and it kind of tells you whether it's green, red, how many people are positive, neutral, and negative on there. So it's kind of telling you in a nutshell, if you really want to break down those 3 bullet points I was showing you, if you really want to break down these 3 bullet points, you know what I mean, and Into the Block can give you, I guess, a more focused what's going on. You know, they even have GitHub, Twitter, you know, they have search trends, news key topics, you know what I mean, or what's going on. It's very, very detailed, you know, I like Into the Block a lot. So Crypto Fear and Greed Index is a great calculation too, and just based on what they're using and their data sources 25% volatility, 25% market, 15% social media, 15% surveys, 10% dominance, which is Bitcoin dominance, and the trends. So they kind of used everything, in a nutshell there. So it's a great thing to see. So keep that, in mind when it comes to it. I really want to get into this real quick as far as the technical analysis right now. So as I said, and I've been, twittering on my Twitter and my Instagram and everything. Go check them out. The links are below in the description. And, I would say go grab a Ledger Live, as well. Links are below. You guys can get a discounts on them. Bitcoin is now tested at that 10 MA and 100 MA. They both went flat. I mean, when things both go flat like that, okay, that's muy bueno, actually. And the fundamental analysis really backed this up. And a lot of people are like, oh, no, it's, you got to watch out. It could go down. Absolutely, it could have. But my MACD, it crossed over strongly. It's now going up, and it's gapping away from everything. Your 10 MA is now on an incline going up. And this is flat, but it's starting to kind of rise up. So it's not a huge, I guess, incline with the 100 MA. But it's good enough for me right now based on the fundamental analysis and stuff. Everything's more kind of neutral, but more neutral bearish as opposed to neutral bullish as opposed to neutral bearish, right? So that's kind of the way I look at things, and it works for me. So right now, all day, I have 4 hours left on this candle here, and it's around 1 p.m. my time. This was kind of a fatter red one at one point in time. It went down in the 10/8, and now it's just thinned out, and the greens are battling it up and getting it back to basically a very neutral to a reversal type candle. So to me, this looks like more like an IRB, an isolated red bar. This is something you might want to trade on or buy into, and then let it go up a little bit and pass that 11,000 and stay over that 11,000 mark, and let these MAs, move back up and meet it up here instead of a volatility thing. So we'll see, you know what I mean? We'll just see, because based on the swing, sorry, my head's probably in the way, just based on the swing of the actual MACD right now, the incline looks like it's going up pretty well, but it's starting to kind of curve, to start flattening out a little bit. So again, like I said, the fundamental analysis and the sentiment to me right now is neutral to bullish, not neutral to bearish, neutral to bullish, and into the block, and give you a lot more into that too. So that kind of gave me more confidence when I looked into the block and said, you know what? Yeah, I think that this is more of an isolated red bar, if it's even going to end red. You know what I mean? I don't even know if it's going to end red. But if it becomes like a red bar like this, that it's actually looking like right now, that's going to be an isolated red bars. And traders will absolutely look in your 4-hour charts and your 1-hour charts, and they will absolutely look into theirs, and if those look like isolated red bars to them, they're buying into them. And that will just, that's, more of the sentiment. They play off the sentiment on that. That's why a sentiment analysis is a really big thing. Really keep that in mind with everything. So, my name is Crypto Dog to the rescue. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below. Has no value to you, it's great value to me, and the dogs I'll be rescuing once I can get my 401c nonprofit organization up and running, sustained by cryptocurrency mining. You guys have a great day. Keep up the grind.